The son of immigrants, Peterson grew up among the factories of Jamestown, New York. He was a rebellious loner who spent much time in the woods, where he developed an exceptional awareness of the natural world. His ability to share his passion for nature, and especially for birds, has made Tory Peterson the most celebrated naturalist of our time.
When I was a kid, it symbolized freedom. I don't think I was the best in school. And the mere sight of a bird would excite me so much that I simply couldn't control it. I reacted. I wish I had wings as they had. Could go where I want to, when I want to. Of course, it wasn't quite as simple as all that, but in any event, the birds seemed to symbolize that kind of freedom that I would have given my soul to have. What really hooked me on birds, when I was about the age of 11, our teacher in the 7th grade, Miss Hornbeck, started a junior Audubon club. It was the following weekend that I think I was really hooked. It was Saturday, and my friend Carl Hammerstrom, who lived up the street, and I decided to explore south of town, so we crossed the railroad tracks, went up across Sweet Hill, the reservoir, and there on an oak tree, or maybe it was a maple, there was a bundle of brown feathers. It was a flicker that was asleep, apparently tired from migration, but I thought it was dead, so very gingerly I poked it, and this inert bunch of feathers all of a sudden sprang with wild eyes, looked at us, and then flashed away and with all that gold wings. And it was the contrast, what I thought was dead and was very much alive. And it's one way of drawing together my past experience. In other words, the essence of a bird, to conceive it.
His artistic ability was evident from an early age. When Peterson graduated from high school in 1925 at the age of 16, he was hired to paint intricate designs at a Jamestown furniture factory.
I love draw birds, and I would film the margins of my history book with little sketches. That's why I flunked history. But should I go to Cornell and study biology, or should I go to the National Academy of Fine Art Students in New York and study painting? I decided I was basically an artist, and so I went to art instead to study at the League anyway. There that I would learn things down and pull things together.
New York City doesn't seem like the ideal place for a young naturalist, but the parks are magnets for migrating birds. And it was here, in places like Central Park, that Peterson fell in with a small group called the Bronx County Bird Club, a group on the cutting edge of modern bird watching.
That was way back in the days when most bird identification was done over the sights of a shotgun. Ornithology was in that shotgun period, the specimen tray. But more and more, there were field observers who were finding out some of the tricks of telling a bird at a distance. And it always seemed to me that the old handbooks made bird identification much more clumsy and difficult than it was. They'd start describing a robin, starting at the tip of the beak and ending with a tail. And only halfway down the description would you learn that the robin had a red breast. It always seemed to me that there could be a much more direct way of showing these things. And that's really why my field guide was born. Had I not been an art student, I don't think I could have done it. Had I taken the usual route, the usual way of going through some university, I might have been too inhibited, too formal, to have presented things in this simple way for the average person. My field guide illustration is a different art form, you might say. It's schematic, without third-dimensional activity or without too much of it, patternistic with the same position for each bird so you can make an easy comparison. And the critical field marks are pointed to with little arrows so that you can't go wrong.